All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
How's it going, everybody?
Woo! The Dream Team is here for another coffee with the coaches. So happy Wednesday. Can't believe it's Wednesday already.
No,
So
went by
weird.
fast.
It did, especially because I wasn't in on New
That's
Year's Eve
crazy.
is tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Woo! Y'all ready for
2020
2020 to end?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I think everybody is, man.
Yes,
Kick
yes.
this thing out. All right, guys. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. Is anyone monitoring
Oh,
Facebook?
no,
It's
but
on
There you
Facebook.
go. Let's get set up here today. Guys, remember, theme of the week is self-love. So make sure you are taking care of you. And today we are going to be talking about goal setting because we believe that is a part of self-love too. All right, we got to make sure we are setting goals for ourselves, and then more importantly, getting after those goals. All right, you can't just set goals. You got to get after them.
Yes.
All right. Cool. You got it on there, Susie?
Yep, I'm on.
Sweet. All right. Susie's got her beautiful new Coach Susie mug right there. Love it. We will have ours here next week. Yes.
Thanks to Ariana, she gifted them to us.
Yes.
Super cute.
But you made one for yourself.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
But we should have got one made for you. All right. Now we know what to get her for her birthday. Which is on the 1st, you guys. Woo! We're celebrating a new year and Coach Ariana. Oh yeah. You got any birthday plans?
Yeah, I want to actually, to even just get started, like I'm going to make a vision board with like my family members on New Year's Eve.
Nice.
Yes. So we're all going to, get together in my house, and then I'm going to go get all the materials today actually, and then tomorrow we're going to plan out our next 365 days
Woo!
for next year, yeah.
Awesome. Have you done vision boards before?
This will be my first time doing a vision board, so I'm really excited. I'm going to put it up in my room and everything. I want to see it every day. Hold me accountable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys,
That's a picture
vision
of it.
boards
I will,
work.
yeah. I'll post a picture of it after I'm done.
Yes.
Decorated pictures, everything. I want to go all
Nice.
out.
Make sure we're in that vision.
Yes, I have pictures of their heads everywhere.
Oh man, I love vision boards. I have a couple of them, and they work. And it's so awesome when those pictures are now like your reality. It's so exciting. And kind of same thing like we're going to be talking about today when you set goals and then when you accomplish them and it's like you did it. It's so exciting. It's so rewarding. So let's get into it. All right,
Yes.
kick us off, Valencia.
All right, that's right. I'm in charge of these things. So,
Yes.
so every single year, time after time, everybody sets resolutions, and let's be frank here, most of the time it doesn't happen because it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this year, and then it falls flat. And that's in part because there's no real way to get to whatever the resolution is, no real way to get to that goal. Because if you just have a goal that's like, oh, I want to lose weight, you don't really have a focus of how or why or what or anything like that. It's like, oh, I want to make more money, but you don't have a way to get you to that point. And so setting goals is more than just setting something and kind of like forgetting to be like, that's something that I want to reach to. If I hit that goal, I hit that goal. If I miss my mark, I miss my mark. What we want to do here is set a goal and then figure out what you have to do to achieve it, because it's going to take work regardless of whatever it is. And so I know that I have my system that I set goals for, and I've recently set some goals, and I'm trying to do some stuff that helps me out to set some better ones or to refine them per se. But yeah, more than anything, they just give you a sense of direction. It's like having a map of what you want to do with your life. It's either you're on track to hit your goals or you're not, so you can redirect and get back on track. And I know that I have a whole bunch of stuff, but I know Kat has a planner.
Yes.
A planner that she uses to help herself out. So I want to learn more about that, because
I have an awesome planner. It's called the Law of Attraction Planner. I used it for 2020. It was the first time I got it, and I loved it. And I've always used planners. Like I have like years worth of planners that I've used ever since like high school. They would give us planners. I love using them. Anyways, this planner is awesome. It helps you. It gives you a roadmap of how to actually like set like your life statement, your mission statement. and then it has you evaluate your life and set goals, and then break those goals down and like kind of put like where you're at right now, where do you want to be, how are you going to get there, and it's like really, really cool. And then it has like your weekly planning that you can do, and then after every month it has a monthly reflection. So highly recommend that planner if you guys are interested in getting one. And even with that too, you guys, like it's gonna take time and it's gonna take practice to get in the hang of using it and to use it the way that's gonna actually benefit you. I know, like it took me some time, and then it finally like, okay, I get the hang of it, and then you become more consistent with it. So I wish I would have brought it in. The planners are beautiful, but if anyone is wanting one of those, Law of Attraction planner, those are awesome.
I actually just posted the link in the comments. You can get it at freedommastery.com. And I actually ordered one for myself because Daniel has one, and I was looking through it and I loved it. So I'm hoping to be on that planner as well.
Yes, and that's the planner I use to do like my weekly planning as well. So it's cool because you have like your life goals in there, and then you're using it every day, every week. So it's like all just there for you. So where do you guys keep track of your goals?
I do everything on the internet. I've never, not a single day in my life, all throughout school, ever been good at a planner. It's always, I like had it, I always bought one, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna use it. I filled out the first week, and then it just kind of never got used again. So that's actually been something I've been working on, and I use this application called Notion. It's free, and I have a bunch of stuff that I do on there. But essentially, it's just Monday through, I have it set up where it's Monday through Sunday, and they all have the same thing where it's, I try to do 3 tasks that I'm trying to do every single day that are like main tasks that need to get done. And then there's habit stuff, and there's also an education tab. And the habit and education stuff doesn't change. It's always like read or study something for a class or whatever it is. The habit ones are just do whatever habit I'm trying to do for that month or that period of time. But the task is what really sets it apart, because I know that I'm gonna get 100% lost in my day and be like, oh, I have so much stuff to do. I have like this, that, and the other. And so I just do it the night before, and I just type in like, okay, what are 3 things that I know I have to get done today, and what are 3 things that are going to push me further in whatever it is that I want to do. And so I have that, and I know if nothing gets done that day besides those 3 things, at least it gave me progress. And then I just copy the entire thing at the end of the week, put it into another file inside of the document, and then I just reset it. And that way I have the history of everything from when I use that planner to eventually, I guess, when I'm not going to use the planner. But if I have it for, if I'm still using the same thing for 10 years, I'll have 10 years of every single week, every single detail, every single task in there. So that's what I use, just because I do everything on my computer. So that's
Nice. What about you, Ariana?
I like to go on either a day-to-day basis with what I use to plan out, or a weekly basis. I have a big whiteboard in my room, and I always plan out my week every Sunday. And then if I think of ideas or things, I'll either jot it down in the notes on my phone. I'm a total list maker. I'm making lists all the time, constantly. And then I also have a little book that I carry around, and I just write down ideas. I write down things I want to do, goals. The first page of my notebook is just filled with all the goals that I want to hit. And from even just for a year or for way in the future, I just write down everything and make sure that I'm holding myself accountable, and having it on my wall every day, waking up and literally seeing it as soon as I wake up really helps.
Cool. I like that idea.
I use a notebook. I love to write. There's just something about holding a pen and letting loose that I love. So I do like to write down my goals in a notebook, and it's usually front page, this is what I want to do, and I constantly read it. And that's kind of what I use. And then I always go back and I leave space on the pages just to see sometimes things change, so that there's room for me to make the plan better or the goal better, that I'll leave in there. And then sometimes I do Daniel and I have relationship goals, and that we do have on internet drive where we can share the file on the computer. That way we can constantly look at it and we don't lose it, and we're both able to have it in our hands when we need it. So I guess I use both.
Nice.
Very cool.
Cool. All right. Really, really important to you guys. Like, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys, you know, everybody has goals, right? Like we all think about it. We think about these things that we want to do or accomplish or have or whatever, which is good, but it's so important to actually like set actual goals for yourself and like give yourself a timeline and be very specific, because the more specific you are, and if you actually give yourself a deadline, you're more likely to make it happen. And I just want to kind of throw out there too, because I know that this year has been, I mean, everybody knows how this year has been. It's been 2020, right? And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there's been times where I felt just kind of like hopeless and just felt so down and just like, oh my God, like, you know, just feel really down with everything. And I did some goal setting actually over this last weekend, and it really like brought my spirit up, and it gave me things to look forward to and make me feel hopeful again, and just gave me something to be excited about. And like, so we want to encourage you guys to like take that time and set goals for yourself, because we've all have been feeling the heaviness of 2020. The heaviness of 2020, and like to lighten yourself up and to get yourself in a more positive state and back into like your groove. Like setting goals for yourself is gonna help you get there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like these past couple of days I've been doing a lot of reflection on 2020, and the was there for me too. But I think that it's important to realize like what steered our goals off track because of 2020, and what was actually like us. Like what did we not do? What did we allow to happen in our lives? So I've been kind of reflecting and seeing like what makes me happy, what doesn't make me happy. And obviously I want to identify what doesn't make me happy, what doesn't make me feel good, because when you identify it when it happens, you're more aware, and you're more like you're not gonna do it, or you're gonna catch yourself when you're doing it. And then focus more on what makes me feel good, what makes me happy, and what those obstacles are, and how I can kind of step in front of them so that they don't happen for me in 2021. So a lot of that has been me reflecting and seeing like what habits do I need to change. What do I want to do every morning? How do I want to create my goals? I know one of my biggest things in 2020 was that I created way too many goals, and now I kind of want to like just have like 3 or 4 solid goals and focus on what I'm going to do every day, every week, every month to get me closer to that goal. So I still haven't even like completely set everything in stone, but I have been doing a lot of reflecting, and I'm feeling really good about the direction that I want to go in 2021.
Nice. Valencia, you were talking about like reverse engineering our goals, which is kind of sounds like what Susie's talking about. So why don't you talk to us about that a little bit?
So you don't have to be too technical about it, especially when it comes to like setting your goals and stuff like that. You can have them be relatively simple. Like if I'm gonna always go back to just losing weight because it's probably the best analogy for here. But like if your goal is to lose weight, let's just say my goal is I want to lose weight, I want to get in better shape. Then just setting that as a goal, it doesn't necessarily drive change for the moment, because that's a very loose thing to say, and it doesn't mean a whole lot. How are you gonna lose weight? Why are you gonna lose weight? What's the purpose? What's the method? What do you have to change? There's a lot of things that go into it. Now, as you specify and make a SMART goal, which I believe it's specific,
measurable, attainable, relative, time.
Yeah, that. So if you set a SMART goal, basically just it means it's something you can track. It's something that you can do. Then you kind of have to backtrack. And also don't feel like you set a deadline for yourself, but don't make it something that's completely abstract and put you in a more stressful situation. Because if you also say, I want to lose 50 pounds in 3 months, what does that mean to not only just like, okay, if you were solely focused on that goal, what does that take away from the rest of your life? Because if you set this really, really high standard in a short amount of time, like you're going to have to sacrifice other things. So you have to also keep that in mind. But if you want to lose, 50 pounds in a whole year, and you dissect that, and it comes down to, okay, how much weight would I have to lose per month? Now that I have that, okay, if I'm gonna lose this much per month, how do I have to go about my nutrition? How do I have to be about my calories? So I have to get that set in stone. And then you have that, it's like, okay, so every single week I have to hit this certain amount of goal in order to lose this much weight. And if I have to set this certain amount of goal, then that means every single day I have to eat X amount of calories and do X amount of exercises. So it went from this really thing where it's like, I don't know how I'm gonna lose 50 pounds, to now you have a strategy and you have markers that are gonna indicate, okay, have I made the progress I'm doing? Do I have to, ramp it up a little bit more? Am I on track? Am I doing it too quickly to where now I'm feeling a little bit drained or stuff like that, and I have to peel it back? Because it's not just linear, like it goes straight up, like it's gonna ebb and flow. And so that's how I like to think of my things. I have a singular goal for different parts of my life, whether it's my fitness, my health, my relationships, like whatever it is. And then I just have that as a staple point of what I'm looking at, and then it goes down to, okay, what can I do in a month? Now with that month, what can I break it down to a week? Now in that week, what can I break it down to something like one thing I can do every single day? You can work out every day, you can track your calories every day. That's gonna stack up over the long time. If you do it 365 days a year, or at least even do it, 200 days a year, or something like that, like you're gonna make the progress. But if you just say, I'm gonna lose X amount of weight, or I'm gonna do this to reach that goal, and you don't have anything in place that's gonna get you there, then it's kind of just like throwing yourself into the wind. So that's how I personally do it.
Comes down to those daily habits. Yes. Oh man, I love it. That's cool, you guys. And even like with that, like you set these goals and you get down that action plan and everything. You know what you need to do, and then the next step, the most important step, is to actually do it. Like take that action, start working towards your goal, and also take time. Whether at least I think on a weekly basis to like reflect and think about your goal, like sit down and remind yourself of your goal and why you want to do it, because life is going to always be happening and there's things that are going to want to distract us or derail us from our goals or just throw us off track, and it's very easy to get thrown off of track, especially these days. So like making sure that you like sit down with your plan and your goals and take that time to reflect is super important to do on a consistent basis. I think at least weeklies, if you really are like trying to get this thing done, you gotta be like reminding yourself and checking yourself on it, and also being proud of yourself along the way.
Side note: the Freedom Mastery or the Law of Attraction Planner. At the end of the month, it does have a section for you to kind of reflect on the previous month, which is another reason why this planner is really awesome.
Oh, same thing with the app that I have every single month. At the end of every week, it asks you like something you've taken away from it, and then a month reflection.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, and it even breaks it down to like the daily habits, right? Like there's a little checklist for every week, like to mark off the days you exercise or the days that you meditate, or and it has like empty slots so you can put whatever those daily habits that you need to do, and that's super helpful too. I know, like, so I'll just share one of my goals that I had set for myself was to make sure that I sleep, more than 6 hours every single night, and just literally like just doing that little check mark every day felt so good and kept me on track. And now today woke up my 33 days in a row of getting more than 6 hours of sleep. So like tracking your habits really helps too. So just the daily tracking, the reflection, all that stuff is going to help you accomplish your goals. All right.
What about setting boundaries? Does anybody set boundaries to their goals?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
So it's important that we set boundaries, right? Like for example, if you're trying to lose weight, you want to set boundaries, right? So maybe that means not eating specific food for a long time, like 30 days or something like that. So no sweets for 30 days, like you've set a boundary. So now you're more focused on reaching that goal.
I do that throughout the days. But I was just talking about like my sleep goals. So something like that is like you have to set that boundary of like, okay, no, like I get home from work and I'll talk to my family and be like, all right guys, like we're gonna have dinner and then like we're gonna be in bed by like this time, like 10 p.m., like no matter what, like we need to be in bed because like I need to get my 6 hours of sleep. So like, you know, creating that, like I'm not gonna be staying up past 10 and then making sure to follow through with that. That's a boundary that I had to set for myself. And maybe the time changes depending on, you know, obviously what time I have to wake up, but I do make sure to like take that into, you know, look at that and say like, all right, I need to be in bed by this time because I'm gonna wake up at this time and I know I need to get my 6 hours of sleep, right? Which really means I need to be in bed for like 7.5 hours because an hour out of that time I'm awake through restless sleep and whatnot. So that's like one boundary that I can think of.
I think as a family, you guys have a good boundary of like no technology after a certain time.
Yeah, that's something that we do too. Like we try to do that like after we have dinner, turn off the phones, turn off the TV, and that way we're not like being distracted by screens and we can enjoy our family time. And also that helps you to get better sleep as well. So, I'm trying to think of some other, you guys have any boundaries that you guys have? You know, I think it's like just, I think what, sorry, but one thing I think that is important is like getting more comfortable with saying no to people that when it comes to them, like, you know, if your goal is to lose weight and you know you need to get a workout in, but your family or your friends are inviting you to go out to dinner or to do something that's gonna like make you miss your workout, like, you know, kind of protecting yourself and your goals and like saying no because you know that this is something that you need to accomplish. I think that's kind of like, I would see that as like setting boundaries for yourself too, like, you know, or if it comes to your nutrition or whatever, like, I know that's a big one where people are always trying to like, you know, get you to just have this or to have that, but just having like that stance with yourself and saying no to people is a good boundary. Did I make you lose your thought?
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I was gonna say that like my boundaries lie within my goal more or less. Not so much that I set the boundary, but that it just naturally comes with it, with whatever I'm doing. Like I have a very, going into this next year, I have a very like strict financial goal that I'm trying to achieve. And it started even like the other day of just like Kat said, like saying no to things. Like there's certain things that I would like to do, or there's certain things that like of course would be like cool in the moment, but it's not gonna push me towards my goal. And it's recognizing that as a boundary. It's like, is this something that's going to add to what I'm trying to do, or is it something that's gonna just set me back? It could literally just set me back only one day. That just means you're one day farther away from what you wanted to achieve. And so that's how I see it. So saying no is a great thing, because the more comfortable you are saying no to things that you don't want to do, you know, because of, you know, one person or another saying something or telling you that this is, you know, the food, just have a slice or have whatever. The more comfortable you are with saying no, the more confident you'll be that you can achieve what you're trying to get done. So, yeah.
And I think with all of this goal setting, I think one important word that I want to throw out there is sacrifice. Like you're gonna have to sacrifice something, whether it's time with your family or, you know, eating that food that you love, or waking up earlier. For me, something that I love to do is kind of spend me time in the morning. So I like to wake up early, drink my coffee, read, like just have a moment for Susie. And then I get ready and go to work. Like I don't like to get up and then go to work, like because then you don't have time for anything, right? And people always say that, like I don't have time, I have to go to work, I have kids, I have all this stuff to do. Like we all do. But I do sacrifice waking up a little bit earlier so that I spend that time on me and reaching some of these goals that I have.
Nice. Just to touch on that, because not everybody always has the ability to do that. Like these guys, sometimes when they come in early, like they gotta wake up at, or whoever's coming in early, like wake up at 3:30 in the morning to be here at 4:30. So maybe you don't, you know, necessarily have all the time to do that me time. But I still think it's super important to do it. So something that I do with my family is like if it's even like in the afternoon, like on a Saturday afternoon, like I'll tell Sergio and Aaliyah, like, all right guys, for the next 2 hours, like everybody just do whatever you want because I'm gonna be in my Zen den doing my thing. and you guys like just do whatever you want, and they actually love it too, because then Sergio can go watch sports and not be bothered, and Aaliyah can go in her room and do whatever she wants, whether it's like, I don't know, whether she's playing dolls or being on her iPad, whatever she wants, and like getting, it's just like, still, I think like make that time for yourself, if you can't do it in the morning. But I do think doing it in the morning is like one of the best ways to do it.
Go to a 410
But to kind of defend you, like you do have a gap where you do spend time for yourself, like whether it's working out or reading, like you still find that time.
Yeah.
It's just different than ours.
Make time for yourself. Self-love, people, self-love.
Yes.
Oh man.
So there's a couple people watching. Do you guys have anything to do that you guys do to create goals or habits? Share it with us.
Has anybody accomplished a goal recently? Did you guys accomplish a goal by the end of 2020 that you wanted to?
Oh,
Put you on the spot. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Or you guys too. Who's accomplished a goal recently?
I bought a car.
Hey!
I saw that and I was like, who was that?
Yes.
This
Woo!
morning? Yeah.
So we're not going to be seeing the Jeep out there anymore?
Probably not. No more survival gear.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I've been. For those of you that don't know, the Jeep that's been out there is my dad's, and I've been riding a bike. I personally have not owned a car in a little over a year, and that stems from like a bunch of stuff, and then being like, let's just see if I can ride a bike for a year, and like, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that really is just like, okay, that's just Valencia doing whatever. But yeah, so recently Christmas Eve, I had the money, and I knew I wanted to buy a car cash and not go to a dealership or deal with anything like that. So I was finally able to just like buy the car, just literally just hand another guy money and be like, all right, we're good to go. And now it's mine. So that was a really big thing for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure that felt good.
Yeah.
Nice car too. Cool. Well, if anybody saw my video yesterday, a goal I had set for myself, I do an Ayurvedic cleanse, and my goal is to do 2 of those a year. Preferably, my goal is to do in the springtime and the fall time, but I didn't have a chance to do it in the fall time, so I was like determined to do it by the end of the year, because that was my goal, was to do 2 of them. And I just did that over this weekend, so that felt really good. And I feel good that I accomplished that goal that I had set out for myself. I do eat. It's just like a one dish
Oh,
that
that's
you can
right.
eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great video.
And I got to do something to reward myself, because, you know, it is a good thing to like reward yourself and celebrate your victories, celebrate when you hit your goals, which I know I don't really do that, but that is something that I want to start incorporating. So I don't know, I think I need to go buy myself something for doing that.
I think something that I learned relatively recently, or that I had heard and it kind of hit home, was that if you don't celebrate like small victories of achieving goals, then it's kind of like it becomes meaningless very fast, and it becomes more of just like a monotonous task to do than anything. So it's like celebrate your victories, like no matter how small it is, like celebrate the victories, because then when you get to your goal, like you haven't done anything up to that moment, and then you might be happy for like a second with what it is, but it doesn't feel like 100% how you would have expected it to be. So I've been trying to be very open with it, and just, you know, grateful for whatever happens and the small victories. And it's cool because I know I have these people around me, and then some other people that I talk to on a regular basis that are my friends, and they're always telling me like, just celebrate your victories. Anything good that happens, celebrate your victories, man. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna take that to heart, because it does make a very big difference.
All right. Sold. I'm gonna go buy me some new shoes later. Oh man. All right. Yeah. Have you accomplished any goals recently, Ariana?
I would say getting this job.
Woo!
Yeah.
Good job, baby. Yeah.
Great thing for me. I didn't even, know that this was gonna happen for me this year. My main focus has always just been like school and family, and now I have this to add on top of that, which has completely like changed me a lot for the better personally. It has, made me set so many goals for next year, even personally and professionally, wanting to be the best coach I can be. and then finding out things about myself. And my biggest word that I thought about last night that I want to take into next year is just learn. Like I want to soak up, like I have all these inspirational people around me constantly every day. How could I not want to learn? And they're constantly giving me the best feedback, and I'm learning tips all the time from Valencia. And it's just been such a great experience for me, even learning stuff about my personality, you know, things that I want to take and learn to better myself, like not being so hard on myself, or like tapping into more confidence within myself, or even just like celebrating the things that, you know, make me the person that I am, and constantly growing in all aspects of my life. It's just been like a great thing for me this year that I'm gonna definitely take into next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
You're next.
I guess
We're very happy to have you here, by the way.
Thanks.
mine's kind of similar to yours. For a very long time, I wanted to get out of retail, and I love sharing the story with people because it's like so crazy. I took one of those tests that you take to see like what you should do in your career, like a career assessment, and it was like 400 questions, and I didn't realize it was 400 questions until I like was 20% in, and I'm like, all right, we're going all through. Finally, I finished it, and it told me I should be a manager, and I was so upset because like I wanted to get out of retail, and so then I was like, gosh, I guess I'm just gonna be here forever. It's not a bad thing, but I was, you know, I've been on it for so long that I was ready to leave. And everything just kind of fell into place, and I'm here now. So it feels really good. It was awesome to not work a Black Friday or crazy holiday hours. I got to spend more time with my family. Even the circumstances of 2020, like things changed, but you know, I was just happy that I ended the year not doing that anymore and kind of steering my career into a direction where I'm a little bit more fulfilled. So that was huge for me.
Awesome.
And then also reading, like I wanted to read more, and I've definitely been reading more, and that's something that I want to carry into 2021 as well. So.
I gotta go back and count all the books I read. I want to see how many books I read this year, so that I can read.
I think this is the year I read the most. I mean, granted, like 75 Hard helped out a lot because we had to read 10 pages every day, but even after that, I've been just reading more. Actually, last night I was like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna read for a little bit. So it's becoming like a habit, and I love it. I love it. Cool. All right, so you guys, we are going to help you guys out as much as we can with this. So we actually have some worksheets that will help you to define your goals and help you break them down and set, like, you know, those SMART goals, and then break it down to the daily habits that you need to be doing, so that way you make sure that you're, you know, hit your goals whenever you want to hit them. So we'll have those for you guys. We'll print them out when you guys come into the studio. You know, we'll have that, and it's just, I think it's awesome. We could just simply like send you guys the file, but kind of like what Susie was saying, there's just something about like taking that time and that pen to the paper and writing it makes a big difference. So we'll have that for you guys, and we'd love for you guys to share that with us. Absolutely.
Yes.
Because if there's any way we can help you out, obviously we want to do that too. One goal I have for 2021, I'll just share it right now with you guys. So one of my goals is to run a 5K under 30 minutes, and I want to do it.
Many of you know I've been trying to learn Japanese, and that's still one of mine. I want to be somewhat fluent in Japanese, so that's something that I'm trying to focus on.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, okay. I didn't have time to think.
You're making your vision board this
Yeah, I have to start
early.
Yeah, besides like wanting to like soak up all like information in every aspect, I would say similarly, I want to like better my Spanish because it's just not good. So I'm using the same thing that Susie's using right now, the learning app. I've already started it, so I'm going to continue that into next year. And I will be fluent. I will be fluent.
She will.
Yes.
She will.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my goals, but
I'm like, dang, maybe I need to like think about that, because I think my Spanish could be better too. What about you, Valencia? You got the car. What's next?
I achieved it all. I'm trying to pick one that I because I also try and keep to a degree my goals under wraps, just for the reason that I have like this thing in my head where I don't want it to be I'm doing a goal to prove to anybody else, but there's some things that I also put out there that I want people to know about, and one of them is just to further my knowledge about fitness and the way that the body works. That way, by the end of the year, I can have some kind of like I can create something for myself that reflects all the things that I want. I create like a journal or a book or stuff like that. And I've been working on it, you know, in here with some of the coaches and doing some stuff with it. But I want to be like by the end of this year, by the end of next year, be way further in my understanding of how the body works and everything like that.
Ebook from Daniel Valencia coming soon.
That's a
I was
good
weird.
one.
You said my first name.
I know, it sounded weird right now. Cool. All right. Did anybody drop any comments?
No.
No goals? You guys ain't got goals or what? Somebody, I think somebody wrote something on IG. Somebody
Yeah,
just
just
come up
working
here.
towards.
All right. Joanne said, getting back into fitness again.
Now let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Don't even wait till next year.
Start now.
All right, cool. Yeah, you guys. So we'll get those sheets for you guys. You know, and just I think it's cool too. Like set goals for different areas of your life. You know, like fitness goals, personal development goals, professional goals, relationship goals. What else? Spiritual goals. And I think the worksheet too, it has all that stuff in there, like breaks down the different areas of your life. Financial goals. I got financial goals.
You got a number.
You got a number? Yes. What else?
Maybe your mentality even.
There you go.
Just like the mindset you guys want to have going into next year. Yeah.
Environment goals.
Yeah.
What you surround yourself with.
Oh, that is a good
Yes, that's a great one.
All right. Sweet. Well, this was fun. Enjoyed talking about goals. Let's get after it, you guys. All right. So, you guys, when you guys come in, get the forms. If you're not going to be coming into the studio and you want that form, let us know. We'll send it to you guys. Well, it's like not one form; they're worksheets, right? And it's a few pages. It's going to take you some time. But trust me, it's going to be worth it. It'll pay off. And it's going to get you just feeling so good and excited and looking forward to things. So do that. And then anybody got anything to throw in?
You don't have a plan, you're planning to fail.
Boom.
That's how we'll end it.
Yes. Look at you guys with that. There you go. Boom. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Coffee with the Coaches. Hands in, you guys, and give me family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family! Woo! All right, guys, have a great day.